Kenneth Mars was an American television, film and voice actor, who specialized in comedic roles. He may be best remembered, albeit not by name, for his roles in two Mel Brooks films, as the insane Nazi playwright Franz Liebkind in The Producers and as the relentless police inspector Hans Wilhelm Fredrich Kemp in Young Frankenstein. Mars appeared in several seasons of Malcolm in the Middle as Otto, Francis's well-meaning but dim-witted boss. He was well known as the voice of King Triton, Ariel's father, in the 1989 Disney animated film The Little Mermaid and its sequel, the television series and the Kingdom Hearts series. He also did several other animated voice-over film roles such as Littlefoot's grandfather in the Land Before Time series and that of Professor Screweyes in We're Back! A Dinosaur's Story, and King Colbert in Thumbelina. Personal life: Mars was born in Chicago. His father, Bernard "Sonny" Mars, was a radio and television personality. He studied fine arts and acting at Northwestern University. After graduation he began acting in the early 1960s, then did small roles in theater followed by TV and film. In 1977, he married Barbara Newborn. They had two daughters, Susanna and Rebecca, and 6 grandchildren. The marriage lasted until his death in 2011. Career =television Mars made his acting debut in 1962 as a book publisher on Car 54, Where Are You? He later appeared on such television series as Gunsmoke, Get Smart, Macmillan and Wife, and The Bob Crane Show. He also appeared in dramatic roles, such as Will Turner, a former FBI agent, in Warren Beatty's The Parallax View. Mars played Harry Zaracatos on the Richard Benjamin Paul Apprentice sitcom He and She. He was featured in a number of small roles in broadcasts such as the Misfits of Science pilot episode and the Star Trek, Deep Space Nine episode Shadow Play. He was cast opposite Bette Davis in Hello Mother, Goodbye. A 1973 television pilot aired by NBC but never picked up as a series. From 1970-74 Mars guest starred in 5 episodes of Love, American Style, playing various characters. Although he often played comic-looking oddball characters, his appearances on Love, American Style showed he was actually a tall, good-looking man. In 1977, Mars became a series regular on both the Shah Na Na variety series and on Fenwa Tonight, where he played William W.D. Bud Price on the fictional comedy talk show, later appearing on America Tonight in the same role. In 2001 Mars portrayed a comedic famous but washed-up photographer on Just Shoot Me. Before his death, his final television roles were Otto, the German dude ranch owner on Fox's Malcolm in the Middle, an appearance on Disney Channel's Hannah Montana, and a reprise of his role as Grandpa Longneck in the Land Before Time television series. Stage and film roles Mars often played characters with exaggerated accents. He was German in The Producers and Young Frankenstein, and played the Croatian musicologist Hugh Simon in What's Up, Doc? His first broadly accented character was that of Sir Evelyn Oakley in the 1962 off-Broadway revival of the Cole Porter musical Anything Goes. He also appeared in the 1962 Broadway play, The Affair. Comedy albums In 1975, ABC Dunhill released a comedy LP produced by L. Dowd, Henry I, featuring Mars in a number of comedy bits as Henry Kissinger, including a cover version of the Batch Manley Turner Overdrive song, Taking Care of Business. Voice acting roles Mars cultivated a lengthy voice acting career, launching it by voicing several characters on Uncle Croc's Block. He voiced the roles of Ariel's father King Triton in The Little Mermaid and the villainous Professor Screweyes in We're Back! A Dinosaur's Story, as well as voicing Triton in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. He voiced Littlefoot's Grandpa Longneck in the Land Before Time movie series and the spin-off television series. He played some minor roles on the popular radio show, Adventures in Odyssey. He played Sweet Williams in Fievel's American Tales, which took place after An American Tale, Fievel Goes West. He voiced characters on many animated television series, such as The Smurfs, The Biscuits, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, Tailspin, and Animaniacs, as well as video games, such as Fallout and Kingdom Hearts. Pancreatic cancer diagnosis and retirement from acting. In 2008, Mars was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. His cancer afflicted him with symptoms so severe it prevented him from voicing King Triton in the third Little Mermaid film, so Jim Cummings took over as the voice of Triton in the prequel, and due to his absence, Grandpa Longneck was absent from the recent The Land Before Time media campaign, and he retired from acting in the same year. Death. Mars died on February 12, 2011, aged 75, after a 3-year battle with pancreatic cancer, which usually kills its victims within 6 months of being diagnosed. He is survived by his wife, Barbara Mars Newborn, with whom he had been married for 34 years, his 2 daughters Susan and Rebecca, and his 6 grandchildren. After a private funeral, Mars' body was privately cremated. Filmography: The Land Before Time Grandpa Longneck, Hannah Montana Gunter the Innkeeper, Kingdom Hearts 2 King Triton, Kingdom Hearts King Triton, Malcolm in the Middle Otto Mancuso, Just Shoot Me Horrors, Becca Melvin, The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea King Triton, Fallout Vault 13 Overseer, Citizen Ruth Dr. Charles Rollins Batman, The Animated Series M2, Freakazoid. Dr. Gunter Hunter Hanker, The Land Before Time series Grandpa, Thumbelina King Colbert, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine Coleus, Felidae Praetorius, Batman, The Animated Series Richard, Animaniacs Ludwig van Beethoven, SWAT Cats, The Radical Squadron Dr. Wally Gilbert Kinrush, We're Back. A Dinosaur Story Professor Screweyes, The Little Mermaid King Triton, Shadows and Fog Armstead the Magician, Fievel's American Tales Sweet Williams, A Different World Homeless Man, Darkwing Duck Toscanini, Timeless Tales from Hallmark, Tailspin Heimlich Menudo, Professor Buzz, Tiny Toon Adventures Flavio, The Little Mermaid King Triton, Asterix and the Big Fight Fish Sticks, Police Academy 6, City Under Siege The Mayor the Mastermind, Get Smart, Again. CMDR. Drury, The Smurfs Season Additional Voices, Rented Lips Reverend Farrell for Keeps. Mr. Bobruch Illegally Yours Halby Keeler, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo Dog Catcher Ghost, Radio Days Rabbi Bormal, The Adventures of the American Rabbit Walt Walter the Buzzard, Prince Jack Lyndon B. Johnson, Misfits of Science Senator Donna Beer Adolf Nebecker, Fletcher Stanton Boyd, The Biscuits King Max, Yellowbeard Mr. Crisp and Senior Verdugo, Full Moon High Coach Cleveland Principal Cleveland, Carol Burnett and Company, The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again Marshall Woolly Bill. Hitchcock, Heaven Only Knows, Goin' Coconuts, America Tonight William W.D. Bud Price, Ball Ball Black Sheep Episode 5 The Hard Way, Fenway Tonight William W.D. Bud Price, It's a Bird. It's a Plane. It's Superman Max Menken, Night Moves Nick, The New Original Wonder Woman Colonel Oberst von Blasco, Young Frankenstein Police Inspector Hans Wilhelm Friedrich Kemp, The Parallax View former FBI agent Will, Guess Who's Sleeping in My Bed? Mitchell Bernard, What's Up, Doc? Hugh Simon, Desperate Characters Otto Bintwood, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid Marshall, The April Fools Les Hopkins, The Producers Franz Liebkind, He and She Harry Zarakatos, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir References. External links, Kenneth Mars at Find a Grave, Kenneth Mars at the Internet Movie Database. Kenneth Mars at Memory Alpha, Kenneth Mars at The Vault, The Fallout Wiki.